Okay, here I am live at King George V. The game is just underway, 1 minute. St. Lawrence Laurentians and Holy Cross Crusaders. The Laurentians in their traditional blue and white, and Holy Cross in their traditional red and gold. Starting lineup for Holy Cross. In goal, Thomas Pureway. On back line, Jeff Slaney, Chris Pope, Alec Pretty, Shane Henderson. In midfield, we have Connor Simmers, Owen McLeish, Jake Warren, and Mike Dunn. Up front for Holy Cross, we have Tyler Kirby and Fumba. I'll get to the Laurentian lineup momentarily. There's nothing better than on a Sunday afternoon getting the two rivalries in Newfoundland Labrador soccer, maybe the greatest rivalry in all Newfoundland sports. It is definitely between St. Lawrence Laurentians and the Holy Cross Crusaders. Again, we have Mark Pittman in midfield. Over to Jordan Keynes, Adam Kelly. Here we have Stephen Slaney carrying the ball. Back to left wing back is Sean Drew. Over to Jordy Slaney. Newcomer to the Laurentians, number 18, Mark Breffel. Number 2 taking the ball for Holy Cross, Jake Warren. Adam Kelly take the ball from Jake Warren. He stole the ball right off his foot. Holy Cross have played 2 games thus far this season. They have 1 loss and 1 tie. Laurentians have played 3 games. They have 2 wins and 1 loss. Here we had ball taken by Shane Perot. Back but to Mark Breffel. Laurentians have a couple of newcomers this season, actually 3 newcomers that I'm aware of. Number 16 on the back line, George Lawton. I'll give out the Laurentian starting lineup. In goal is Patrick Slaney. And in defense is Mark Pittman and George Lawton. On the back line also is wingbacks Shane Perot and Sean Drew. In midfield you have Jordy Slaney, Mark Breffel, and Adam Kelly. Laurentians are going with 3 strikers, Stephen Slaney, Jordan Keynes, and newcomer Devin Ryan. Back to action. Holy Cross were called on offsides. Very little goal scoring in the league so thus far this season. Not a lot of prolific goal scorers, so 1 goal, 2 goals could be the game. Even we're seeing 0-0 draws. Here we're back to Lawton, the newcomer, George Lawton. He's back in Clinton Edwards' place. Clinton is away out of the province working in Alberta My understanding is he will be back before the season is out, or throughout the season, and get maybe a half a dozen games in before Labor Day weekend. It was definitely a big loss to the St. Lawrence Laurentians. Clinton Edwards, who has had an all-star career, a Hall of Fame career. But I guess what happens in the province is we're always constantly chasing work, and it's work that taken Clinton out, and his wife, who's a school teacher. My understanding, she's working in Alberta as well. But a great addition to the team as well is George Lawton. Sean Drew is back, left wing back. Here we have Henderson taking the ball for Holy Cross. Henderson is more or less, he'll be seeing quite an amount of time this year. He's a newcomer. Well, I can't say really a newcomer. He has played a number of games, but he will be getting, I would say, quality time this year with the loss of several key players to Holy Cross. Here we have Stephen Slaney putting the ball out of play, and will be a throw in for Holy Cross. Again, is number 9. Back to number 9 is Sean Henderson. Ball thrown into Mike Dunn. Mike Dunn, ball taken, number 26 is Connor Simmons. Number 9 thrown the ball in again for Holy Cross, Sean Henderson. Ball taken by number 14, Alex Pretty, center back for Holy Cross. Owen McLeish laid the ball back to Jeff Slaney. Jeff Slaney in put the ball into Laurentian's zone, clear by George Lawton. Here we have Jordan Keynes, been hit off the ball, very physical. Some of the players are making their concerns known to the official, and it looks like the official is out with a caution. He wants the control of the game. Yellow card handed out to George Lawton, newcomer with the St. Lawrence Laurentians. Shannon Tobin is in the middle. And I know the Laurentians were just on his case when Jordan Keynes was rolled off the ball and kind of hit rather hard. Here we're back to deep into Laurentians, cleared by Shane Perot. Taken by newcomer Devin Ryan. I couldn't see the face there well. Got the number Devin Ryan. Oh, Patrick Slaney fumbled the ball, and the referee thought it was a violation. Foul on the play. Free kick to the St. Lawrence Laurentians will be taken by their goalkeeper Patrick Slaney. Over to George Lawton. Lawton out to Sean Drew, number 8. Sean Drew, mainstay with the Laurentians for the past decade. Drew over to another newcomer, Mark Breffa, number 18. In the middle from Mark Pittman to Jordy Slaney. Jordy clears it outside to Sean Drew. Drew just hands the ball over to, here we had Alec Pretty. Alec Pretty looked for fumble, and here we had Jordy Slaney moving in. Jordy Slaney back to Lawton. Jordy back to Lawton again. Lawton is looking at his goalkeeper, and back to Patrick Slaney. The ball is handed. See, a lot of people are joining in, so welcome to it. It's a beautiful afternoon. well, I guess by sunny wise, but the temperatures are certainly not up. It's 8 degrees, 7 degrees. But again, at least we're not in the rain and fog and drizzle that we've had for much of the month of May. Fumble again. Here we have Owen McLeish over to Connor Simmons. Simmons to Mike Dunn. We had Adam Kelly moving in on the play. Mark Pittman. Mark Pittman is okay. Mark Pittman, okay, was a foul on Holy Cross. Mark Pittman took a quick kick there. Lawton again. Lawton using his goaltender rather well. Lawton appears to be fitting in with the Laurentians rather nicely. Lawton's taking the ball, cleared it over to the captain of the St. Lawrence Laurentians, Mark Pittman. Here we have Mark Pittman up to Jordan Keynes. And we have Owen McLeish stepping in. McLeish over to Tyler Kirby. Back to Jeff Slaney. Jeff Slaney went with a long ball and Mark Pittman stepped in. "11 minutes gone in the game, 0-0. St. Lawrence Laurentians and Holy Cross Crusaders." Here we have Mr. Blair Howard just stooping down at the side of the camera. Here we have George Lawton in control of the ball, going for a long ball. Oh, the ball got through by Chris Pope. Here we have Stephen Slaney with the first hit. Stephen shoots and scores! Great goal by Stephen Slaney. Stephen Slaney opens up the scoring at the 12 minutes for the St. Lawrence Laurentians. Chris Paul went to get the ball, clear the ball. He put his foot up too far. The ball goes under. Stephen goes in, looked at Thomas Fairway, putting the ball in the corner. Great goal by Stephen Slaney, leading goal scorer of the Golden Boot in the Provincial League in 2016. What we got here? It looks like we got a substitution going on for coming off for Holy Cross. Looked like the big guy, Mike Dunn. And I'll see if I can get the number of the new guy that's come in. Looks like number 17 has come in to replace Mike Dunn. The, number 17 is Brandon Holloway. 1-0 for the St. Lawrence Laurentians. Oh, here we have the Laurentians again, deep inside. It was Jordan Keynes. The ball went off the keeper, back to Jordan. Jordan went back to outside of the box, and by this time the defender got back. Here we have Jake Warren taking ball in the center. He tries to put it over to Tyler Kirby. Oops. Trying to make a little move here, see if I can get more sun. No, if I get some more sun, I can't. How is the video here? Somebody just let me know if it's okay or not. I'm sure the audio is coming through clear. I see Harry Kelly is there. One to nothing, St. Lawrence Laurentians. We've nearly played 15 minutes. Laurentians had basically two scoring opportunities. One capitalized by Stephen Slaney, and the other one by Jordan Keynes. Just went wide on his play, hit him off his knees, and wide of the net. And by this time, a defender for Holy Cross rode Jordan off the ball. Perfect there, Kevin Pittman. Okay, thanks, Kevin. It's hard for me to see today where I'm doing play-by-play. Before I was just doing commentary, play-by-play. I'm much more involved in watching the game as well, obviously. Thomas Pirouet clearing the ball for Holy Cross, taken by Jordan Slaney. Call on Holy Cross. Call on the Laurentians. Holy Cross award the ball. Owen McLeish out to Sean Henderson. Over to Thumba. Here we have Sean Drew. Sean Drew clears the ball. Ball off of Holy Cross, so the referee says anyway. Here we have Lawton to Breffo. Sean Drew back to Lawton. Lawton over to Sean Drew. Sean Drew back to Patrick Slaney. Patrick Slaney over to Lawton. Laurentians are playing great ball control. Again, we have Lawton being pushed off the ball. And that's a good opportunity for number 17, Brandon Hull. But Brandon seemed to shy away from the goalkeeper. And as a result, Patrick Slaney picks up the ball. Again, he laid the ball out to Lawton. Lawton over to Sean Drew. 16 minutes we have gone. And we have the Laurentians 1, Holy Cross 0. There we have Henderson. Wait now. Okay, it looks like Thomas Pirouet. Just hand it back to Thomas Pirouet, the Holy Cross keeper. He's going to drive the ball deep into Laurentian zone. Sean Drew clears the ball. Holy Cross let it go outside. Holy Cross on a throw-in. Number 9, Sean Henderson. Henderson to 17 again. Brandon Hull. Hull is a young player and fairly new to me as well. Here we have big Mark Pittman taking control. Mark Pittman over to Shane Perot. Perot turned the ball over to Jake Warren, and it was Warren being rolled off the ball. Here we have Stephen Slaney. Stephen with another scoring opportunity. The ball was Jake Warren was rolled off the ball by Jordy. Jordy looked for his brother and sent his brother in on the clear, and it was Stephen who the ball got away from after he hit the goalkeeper. Corner kick for the St. Lawrence Laurentians. Laurentians again putting the ball deep in from the corner kick. It appears to be Stephen Slaney on the ball. Again, it's ball off Thomas Pirouet back to Jordan Keynes. Jordan Keynes looked to try to tap it into the right of Thomas Pirouet, but it just went wide of the net. Goal kick for Thomas Pirouet from Holy Cross Crusaders. For most part, it's been the St. Lawrence Laurentians. Laurentians are definitely having the better scoring opportunities. The Laurentians on the back line seem to be much in control and using the 4-man unit. They're playing very, very strong. Here we have Jordy Slaney in the middle. Jordy over to Devin Ryan. Devin Ryan outside to Shane Perot. We have Jake Warren outside to Tyler Kirby. Kirby's been hit by a Laurentians. The whistle has blown. Free kick for Holy Cross. One to nothing, St. Lawrence Laurentians. We have nearly 20 minutes played in the first half. Live from King George V. Here we have the ball been kicked again by Holy Cross deep into the Laurentian territory, and it's a free kick, or a throw in for Holy Cross. Number 15 taking the throw in for Holy Cross is Jeff Slaney. Yeah, we had Brandon Hull getting in there. Well, the first opportunity, good opportunity for Holy Cross. It was Fumba and it was wide over the net. He just got it on the volley and he leaned back and it was nowhere near the net whatsoever. But it was a great scoring opportunity, a great setup. Here we have Patrick Slaney to Lawton. Lawton again to Sean Drew. Sean Drew to Jordan Keynes. Keynes to Lawton. Lawton to Jordy Slaney. Slaney to Keynes. Keynes to Breffo. Breffo over to Shane Perot. Back to Breffo. Oh, Breffo turned the ball over. And it was Jordy Slaney taken down, and Jake Warren rather hurt, and I'm sure the referee was thinking about yellow, but it was no caution on the play. But it's a free kick to Holy Cross. Number 3 from Holy Cross, Chris Pope taking the free kick deep into the St. Lawrence territory. Here we have again Jordy Slaney over to right. We don't get it right here. Left wing back is Sean Drew. Sean Drew put the ball forward, went to Alec Pretty. Pretty to Shane Henderson or Sean Henderson. Jake Warren put the ball out, and it's a blue ball. Jordy Slaney. Sean Drew into Jordy Slaney. Back to Lawton. Lawton putting the ball off to back to Patrick Slaney. Patrick out to Shane Perot. Perot turned the ball over here, and here we have Holy Cross counter-attacking. Looks like a yellow card coming out this time to the St. Lawrence Laurentians. It is a card to Mike Breffo. That's 2 of the newcomers on the Laurentians have been cautioned by Shannon Tobin. This time is Breffo. Breffo and Lawton have received the yellow cards for the St. Lawrence Laurentians. The Laurentians are playing cross rather hard in the mid-zone as well. Here we have Jeff Slaney putting the ball deep into Laurentian territory, and it was cleared by, again, number 3, Mark Pittman. Here we have Stephen Slaney up to Devin Ryan. Devin Ryan is in on the clear, and he's been caught by a defender from Holy Cross. Beautiful setup by St. Lawrence, and a great defensive play by Holy Cross. Again, we have Sean Drew shooting from about 30 yards, and that was just wide of the net. I think he saw Thomas Pirway going to his left, and he thought that he had his space, and so he did. And he shot a great vision, great shot by Sean Drew wide of the net. And again, it's a goal kick by Thomas Pirway. Thomas Pirway, the goal kick out to Jordy Slaney. Jordy Slaney hid the ball back into Chris Pope. Chris Pope to Owen McLeish. McLeish back to Fumba. Fumba back to Henderson. Henderson clears the ball up to on the grandstand. So it will be a Laurentian throw in. Here we have Sean Drew right in front, folks. Sean is back on left wing back here today. 1-0 for the 1-0 for the St. Lawrence Laurentians on a goal by Stephen Slaney. Fumba taking control of the ball back to Sean Henderson. Off of Jake Warren and out of the territory. Laurentian ball throw in by Sean Drew. Here we have Drew to Stephen Slaney. Stephen Slaney to Jordan Keynes. Keynes is like a motor mouse out there, but he just clears the ball wide off the whole Holy Cross net. Beautiful afternoon here at King George V Field. Sunny skies. Temperature is not where you want it for watching. Great for playing. Here we had about 7 to 8 degrees here. Thomas Pirway clears the ball on to midfield, cleared back by the Laurentians on a header from Jordy Slaney. Jordy Slaney takes the ball, and it's back to Jeff Slaney. Cleared the ball for Holy Cross, out of touch with a Laurentian throw-in. Throw-in goes to Stephen Slaney. Stephen Slaney to number 7, Adam Kelly. Kelly on the inside to number 4, Devin Ryan. Devin Ryan deep into the box, cleared by Alec Pretty. Over to Fumba. Fumba to Jake Warren. Jake Warren to Owen McLeish. McLeish turns the ball over to Laurentian's number 3, Mark Pittman. Pittman over to Shane Perot. Perot over to Mark Briffle. Briffle back to Pittman. Pittman is carrying the ball. Ball into, let me see, it looks like 7 it is. Adam Kelly. Adam Kelly has been knocked over. And it's a free shot for the St. Lawrence Laurentians. 26 minutes gone. 1-0 for the St. Lawrence Laurentians on a goal by Stephen Slaney. Here we have Stephen Slaney shooting, and it was just over the net from 40 yards. And Stephen Slaney can sure hit that ball just over the net, and a great scoring opportunity, or a great shot from Stephen Slaney, just wide, a foot wide or less off the net. And Stephen has opened the scoring for the Laurentians on a goal at approximately 13-minute mark. St. Lawrence Laurentians 1, Holy Cross Crusaders 0. Here we have Jordy Slaney. Jordy Slaney balls bounce back to Adam Kelly. Here we have Kelly, the ball back to Jordy Slaney, and Jordy's going to try and see if he can better his brother, but his brother's shot was much closer. The Laurentians seem to be controlling most of the play. So much as I would think 70%, 70-30 here right now with the Laurentians in control. The Laurentians' backline have looked rather impressive, and I like Jordy Slaney. Jordy Slaney has been injured the past 2 years. He came back late last season, and he was a dominating player, and he took it to into the national play last year, where I felt if there was an all-star selection, he would have made the team, and here he is being a dominating. I'm expecting Jordy Slaney, again, pending on his work. I know he's doing some kind of engineering, and whether that allows him to stay in our province or not, I don't know. Here we have Devin Ryan. Devin Ryan out to Stephen. Stephen trying to just lob the ball over Pope to Adam Kelly. Kelly has got Shane Perot has moved up deep into Holy Cross territory, and I like the way the Laurentians back. In order to get offense, you need the wing backs to be moving in, and Shane Perot has played that rather well here today. Sean Drew is back on the left wing back, and Sean seems to be one of those versatile players. That's why in an earlier article I said he's probably one of the most underrated players in the league, for the simple fact that he can play defense, he can play midfield, and he can play striker. Here we have the Laurentians back to Lawton. Lawton over to Sean Drew. Drew back to Jordan Keynes. Keynes back to Lawton. Lawton over to Sean Drew. Drew over to Mark Pittman. Pittman running the ball. Ball over to number 4, Devin Ryan. Ryan, ball taken away from Ryan by Owen McLeish. McLeish over to Jake Warren. Warren over to Fumba. Fumba tries to beat the Sean Drew, and he did. And the ball's put inside the Laurentians, and a great defensive play by Mark Breffo on the Laurentian defensive end. Breffo is in defense, or in midfield, but he made a great defensive play. What do I see? The score here. I'm seeing coming up on the screen here. The score out in CBS is CBS 4 and Corner Brook 0. So hats off to CBS. CBS are off to a great start this season. Again, the lower ball put back into deep into Laurentian territory and taken by Patrick Slaney. Patrick over to Lawton. Lawton to Devin Ryan. Ryan over to Shane Perot. Perot up to Stephen Slaney. Stephen put it in deep in Holy Cross. And the ball went back, and it was a hand play, a handball on the play, or it was a handball called on the play by the referee. Although the player seems to be pointing that he got the ball in the face, was Adam Kelly. Appeared to take the ball in the face, and the referee called handball. Anyway, it's a goal kick here to award it to Thomas Pirway. We had 30 minutes gone in the first half. St. Lawrence Laurentians 1. Holy Cross Crusaders 0. Goal scorer for the Laurentians, Stephen Slaney. Here, Sean Drew clearing the ball after a goal kick was taken by Thomas Pirway. Breffo carried the ball, taken away from Owen McLeish. McLeish took the ball in midfield, and it's cleared over to Henderson. Henderson tried to put it to Jake Warren, and it's picked up by Mark Pittman. Pittman with the ball, carrying the ball through the middle. And Pittman was taken down rather harshly. Again, a caution is yellow, or a caution is awarded with a yellow going to Jake Warren for tumbling over Mark Pittman. Yellow to Jake Warren. So Shannon's got a full deck of yellow cards, cautions, and I guess rightfully so. If you want control, when the Laurentians and Holy Cross are playing, you better have a man in the middle that takes charge. If not, those two longtime rivals could certainly have a heated battle. 32 minutes gone, 1-0 St. Lawrence Laurentians. Here we have Stephen Slaney taking a free shot into a goal by Adam Kelly. Adam Kelly got a free ball that came back to him. He put it wide of Thomas Pirway. Ball put in deep into the zone there by Stephen Slaney. 2-0 for the St. Lawrence Laurentians. Goal coming at 32-minute mark by Adam Kelly. The Laurentians have had much off the control of play in the first half. 21, McLeish clears the ball. Over to Jeff Slaney. Ball goes out of territory. Throw in by the St. Lawrence Laurentians. Jordy Slaney. Mark Pittman. Pittman to Breffo. Breffo is the guy from Ghana. I believe that's where he's from. I thank Jonathan Edwards for giving me all the stats in Holy Cross. I must say, all teams are very cooperative. You know, and this is a new dimension that is, I think, can be add a lot to the league, a lot to the fans of the game. Being able to live stream it and take in a game on a be it a Wednesday or possibly a weekend. Gord Lake says, way to go, Blues. I guess the people back in St. Lawrence that are watching this by live stream are very happy. 34 minutes gone, 2-0 for the St. Lawrence Laurentians. Goal scores for the Laurentians, Stephen Slaney and Adam Kelly. And in goal for the St. Lawrence Laurentians today we have Patrick Slaney. John Douglas got the shot out in CBS yesterday, and I'm sure John is nursing his body so that he can get through the season. He's had some ailments over the years, so I think John certainly knew what he was doing, working with the coaching staff. John played yesterday, and here we have Patrick Slaney here in net today. And Patrick has certainly paid his dues in regards to he's been there last 7 or 8 years. Patrick's third game of the season. John has played just the one. John is also an assistant coach this year with the Newfoundland Labrador Canada Games. Canada Games will play in Winnipeg in August. So from the Bjorn Peninsula again, we have John Douglas as a coach there, and my brother Shane as a coach, and we have Shane's son Ryan is a player on the team. Who got it? A yellow card to Holy Cross, but I've been too busy talking to see who got the yellow card. But the referee knows who got the yellow card. So get a number here in a minute, I'll get it to you. Laurentians, here Shannon is speaking to Mark Pittman. I don't know what's going on there. Shannon is the head official in today's game. He's what we call the referee, and he's warning Mark. Mark probably had a few words of choice with him. And we have Jordy Slaney trying to get the ball over to Stefan. It's taken by Henderson from Holy Cross. Henderson over to McLeish. McLeish put it into Laurentian, and it's taken by Lawton. I do like Lawton. I've seen him play a couple of games this year, and I do like his style of play. Very mature, very controlling, and seems to work like a partner in crime with him and Mark Pittman in the middle. There we have the ball taken by the Laurentians over by Shane Perreault. We have Jeff Slaney throwing the ball into Jake Warren. Warren back to Chris Pope. Pope over to Alec Pretty. Pretty out to outside to Henderson. Jordan Keynes rode him off the ball. And here we had Jordan Keynes recovering the ball, cleared by Lawton. Picked up by Holy Cross. By Simmons. Simmons inside. Number 10 was Tyler Kirby, just trying to sneak the ball by the Laurentians to Jake Warren, and great defensive play by the St. Lawrence Laurentians. Holy Cross taking control. Jeff Slaney to Jake Warren. Warren. Oh, it's all kinds of adjectives I hear going on out at the field. But again, when you get St. Lawrence and Holy Cross, you're going to have a certain physical element of play. The referee, I think, has done a very good job thus far in the game. 38 minutes gone by, 2-0 to the St. Lawrence Laurentians. Opening goal scored by the Laurentians at the 13-minute mark by Stefan Slaney, and a follow-up at the 30-plus minute mark by Adam Kelly. Okay, again we have Lawton knocking down Brandon Hollett, and it's a free kick for Holy Cross. Probably 25 yards, just to the left of Patrick Slaney. 2-0 St. Lawrence Laurentians. Number 9 appears to be Henderson, Sean Henderson. To be taken, he will take the free kick. So anyone tuning in from all over the Canada, certainly welcome to King George. Here's a beautiful shot by Henderson, and a fabulous save there by Patrick Slaney. Slaney has gone down. I don't know if he got hurt on the play. The Laurentians and obviously have taken no offense to. Looks like a Holy Cross player went in and appears to have knocked him over, but nothing that I could see from my angle right in the middle of the field. Patrick seems to be in pain. Great save by Patrick Slaney. A red card. Red card has been awarded to Mark Pittman.
Number 3 red.
Number 3 red. Okay, number 3 red has been issued a red card. That's Chris Pope.
He hit the goalie.
So Pope obviously hit the goalie, and I don't know if we'll say 1-3 has gone off. I don't know if the number 3 from the St. Lawrence Laurentians. So we have a pair of 3s that have been red carded. Mark Pittman has also been ejected from the game. Here we have 40 minutes gone. Mark Pittman has been red carded. Chris Pope has been red carded. So 2 players out of the game on that been ejected. So I've been told that Chris Pope went in and nailed the goalie, and Mark Pittman, as a captain and Mark done over his career, he went in, stood up for the goalie and his player, and he's been ejected as well. Red card. Here we are at 40-minute mark to Chris Pope, number 3 from Holy Cross Crusaders, and red card to number 3, captain of the St. Lawrence Laurentians, Mark Pittman. Down on the play is the Laurentian goalkeeper, Patrick Slaney.
Chinese going to get dressed, I guess.
It's been, I'll just do a recap. Here we are at the play was stopped at a little over 40 minutes, and we are with 2-0 for the St. Lawrence Laurentians, with Stephen Slaney scoring the opening goal, and the second goal coming from Adam Kelly at 30+ minutes for 2 for the St. Lawrence Laurentians. Here we are at the 40 minutes, and 2 players have been red carded. Chris Pope from Holy Cross and Mark Pittman from the St. Lawrence Laurentians. Goalkeeper Patrick Slaney made a beautiful save on the play. It was Henderson with a free shot, I don't know, way outside of the 18. So if I said 25, I wouldn't be too far off. A great shot, and Patrick made a fabulous save. But both teams now will have to play with 10 players for the remainder of the game, barring that we don't have any more red cards. The game has been rather physical, although Shannon Tobin has done rather well. He's issued yellow cards where I felt they should be issued. And again, when you get St. Lawrence and Holy Cross playing, you can expect a rough tumble game. Very physical, very technical, and very hard. Here we have Jordy Slaney with control of the ball. Lawton has taken the ball from center back up to Jordan Keynes. Keynes going in, and anyway, Keynes shot wide, and the Laurentians were looking for a ball through. So what have the coaches done for the Laurentians? Have moved Breffert back in, Mark Pittman. So 2 newcomers in on the defense for the St. Lawrence Laurentians. Breffert is in the middle, as well as Lawton. And let's see what Holy Cross have done to, because Chris Pope was also center back for Holy Cross. It looks like they have number 14, which is Alec Pretty. That's his regular spot. And it look like the coach have moved Owen McLeish back in center back. So Owen McLeish moves back from the middle in with Alec Pretty, replacing Chris Pope. And Breffo has moved back from midfield, replacing Mark Pittman in center back. So again, we have 10 on 10. 2-0 for the St. Lawrence Laurentians. Here we have Henderson carrying the ball for Holy Cross. moving deep inside. He beat Jordan Keynes just across, and it was a great save or a great defensive play by Lawton. Back up it to Holy Cross. Pretty moves the ball back to his new partner, Owen McLeish, in center back. Simmons back to the middle, back to McLeish. McLeish over to Pretty. Pretty back to, let me see, numbers. Simmons. Simmons over to Jake Warren. Warren throws the ball just wide off his player, Tyler Kirby, and the ball goes out of touch. Throw in by the St. Lawrence Laurentians, number 7, Adam Kelly. 45 minutes showing on the clock, but I'm sure there will be several minutes addition because of when Patrick went down. Again, with balls taken by Jake Warren. Over to Fumba. Number 25, Fumba. And the ball right to number 5, Jordy Sweeney. Jordy up to Stefan. Stefan over to Devin Ryan. Ryan over to Breffel. Breffel to Kelly. Kelly to Stefan. Slaney. Stefan Slaney sure uses these bodies to shield the ball and take the player right out off the play. Here we have Jake Warren to Fumba. Fumba in the middle for Holy Cross. Outside to Tyler Kirby. Kirby has been knocked over by Sean Drew, and it's a foul against Sean Drew. Just outside of the 18, 19 yards out to the left of Patrick. Here we have number 10, Tyler Kirby, lining up for the free shot. Deep into the St. Lawrence territory. Great scoring opportunity here for Tyler Kirby. Shoots on the Laurentian goal, and it's Patrick Slaney with the ball, coming up with the ball. Patrick clears the ball. Great goal kick up to Devin Ryan. Ryan over to Jordan Keynes. Keynes takes control of the ball. The ball's cleared by Henderson away from Keynes. Here we have, Sean Drew. Sean Drew over to Breffa. Breffa outside to Sean Drew. Sean Drew to Jordan Keynes. Keynes back to Jordy Slaney. The ball turned over by Tyler Kirby. Kirby is red carded. Kirby was a late kick on the St. Lawrence Laurentians. There's a red card to Tyler Kirby. Was a late kick directed after the play on the St. Lawrence Laurentian. Tyler Kirby has been ejected here in referee's time in the first half. Two to nothing, St. Lawrence Laurentians. Opening goal by Stefan Slaney at the 13-minute mark. And second goal scored by Adam Kelly at the 33-minute mark. Two red cards issued to Holy Cross, Chris Pope, and now we have Tyler Kirby. Red card issued to St. Lawrence Laurentians, their captain, number 3, Mark Pittman. So we have quite the physical contest going on here at King George V between the St. Lawrence Laurentians and Holy Cross Crusaders. Breffel takes control of the ball, clears to the right side of Shane Perot. Perot put it deep into Holy Cross, cleared by Alec Pretty. Pretty to Jordan Keynes. Keynes back to Jordy Sweeney. And here we have halftime. Whistle has blown. Quite the contest on the go here in St. John's this afternoon between the St. Lawrence Laurentians and the Holy Cross Crusaders. We had 2 goals scored by the St. Lawrence Laurentians, and we have 3 red cards issued by Shannon Tobin, 2 to Holy Cross, and 1 to St. Lawrence Laurentians. So we had a halftime.
Are they heading over here, are they?
I don't know.
How's the broadcast going, folks? Somebody just tuned me in. I haven't been looking at the screen much at all. See, Byrne, you're there. Gord, Lake. Let me know how it's been going so far on the video as well as the audio. Just give me an update on what you think, how it's been going. Okay, perfect, boys. Much appreciated, guys. Like you say, it is very amateur what I've got here. But I think it's certainly adds to PR off the league, as well as, you know, loyal fans from the St. Lawrence Laurentians can tune in from all over the country and all over the world. Okay, Kanta there, your son is playing the first half, his first game of the season. He's played a great... Thanks, Kev. Pittman there. Thanks, Mr. Roll. Again, Ed Kelly is watching. Certainly, again, we're at halftime, 2-0. Thanks to my wife. She's saying it's a good job there. Okay, thanks a lot, Paul Pike there. For our St. Lawrence mayor. It's great. I think that you can sit down on a Sunday afternoon. Laurentians, like you say, have 23 games scheduled, and half of their schedule is obviously on the road. So you can just sit back if you can't make it to St. John and sit back and tune in. It's rather cold here, but a beautiful day. Blue skies, lots of clouds coming over. Jordan Tobin there, very appreciative of your efforts, Gord. I think it's great for all, not only for myself here bringing it to you, but it's great for the fans. Let's see, Freeman Hillier is joining in there as well. Have no idea, Byrne, where Rick is at. Teresa Murray, Hines there, great job, Gord. Thanks, sir, Teresa. Phil Malloy. The score is 2-0 for the St. Lawrence Laurentians. Goals by Stephen Slaney and Adam Kelly. If I stop it, guys, if I stop Christopher Goodrich here, if I stop it, I won't be able to resume it. It will go. That's why I'm trying. I'm not quite so sure how long my battery will be good for today. Hopefully it will last. I will I also have a booster on my phone, so hopefully it lasts for the duration of the contest. If not, I'll work on that to see if there's any better package that I can get from Bell. I see Freeman. Freeman is a big St. Lawrence Laurentian. Freeman Hillier. I can't stop the stream, and Christopher Goodrich. Devin Tobin, you're welcome from BC. 100 Commons, Gord, Lake, Tuden, 2 Holy Cross, the 1 St. Lawrence. We're talking cards here. I can't plug in my charger. I've got no receptacle. Ken? Not. If it was as simple as that, I would have just plugged it in. But I do not have no receptacle, no 120 volts where I'm at. I'm well aware of that. So. Tony Mold and his wife are vacationing in Jamaica. Anyway, Eileen, welcome on board. Holy Cross will be okay before the season's out. Phil Green live enjoying the stream in Egypt. Unbelievable, eh? Yeah, Phil, you're enjoying it. It's perfect, you know, that we have this technology, and it's like everything, you know, guys, the technology is there and you got to use it, you know. That's why, like you say, I know the people on the Burin Peninsula have been very upset over the loss of CHCM, and but, you know, with technology, it's just like you say, it's unbelievable that I can come here on a Sunday afternoon and just bring this to all parts of the world and just have a little pocket. Ken, Kathy, Jackman, wish you were here. Well, like you say, if you can't be here, at least you can join in. Madeline Kelly, Lyle is. Yeah, the broadcast booth has been damaged, Lyle. And they are to do work on the broadcast area this week, and so I spoke with the people here at King George V, and they will have it all straightened up this week. So other than that, but hopefully for today I can get through. If I can't, I apologize for that, but it will be that I tried anyway. Prior to today's games, we have a little bit of difference here in the standings here. Current standings before today, and that's before the Corner Brook and CBS game. We have Felians in first place with 9 points, 2 wins and 2 ties. CBS have 7 points prior to today. And it looks like they have a victory today, so that will give them 10 points. So before today, they had 2 wins, 1 loss, 1 tie. Mount Pearl had 7 points, 2 wins, 0 losses, and 1 tie. St. Lawrence had 6 points prior to today, 2 wins, and 1 loss. Holy Cross had at 2 games, they just had 1 point on 1 loss and 1 tie. Corner Brook were winless prior to today. And Canada Games, who had played 3 games prior to today, they have two losses and 1 tie. So
So 2 losses and 1 tie, but Canada games, in all fairness to them, they've had 3 players missing, regular players missing from their lineup. And that's their goal scoring, really. Manuel Dolo is injured. And we have Mitchell Barry's in Labrador. He'll be joining the team after. See, Clinton Edwards is on. Yeah, Clinton, you've been a mainstay. Been a proud Laurentian, and you wore the blue colors with pride. You're as good as a Laurentian that wore the big number 11 for, I don't know, I believe it was nearly 20 years. So hopefully you will get your 6 games in during the year, I'm hearing. Goal scorers, the leading goal scorers before today's game is Aaron Buckingham from the Felians with 3 goals. And from CBS we had Eric Madison, a newcomer. He had 2 goals. Jordy Slaney had 2 goals. And Zach Hines had 2 goals. So it's early into the season. And I'd like to say we have a long year ahead of us yet. Holy Cross definitely missing some key players from the last year's roster. Zach Wade, especially Zach Wade. He was MVP of the season last year. And he has not returned. I don't know what his work conditions are. Some people are saying that he had an interview for out of the country, and some saying that he may return. So I really don't know his conditions. Laurentians, like you say, Laurentians have some key players gone as well. Clinton Edwards is, like you say, he may be home and get so many games in. Another great Laurentian that has hung up the boots this year from Challenge Cup is Rudy Norman. Rudy Norman for the past 2 decades, him and Clinton Edwards. Okay, we have a guy just stepping in front of me. Daniel Carew is watching today. So Rudy, you know, another great Laurentian that has finally hung up the boots. And Clinton, I don't think has hung him up, but he's put him aside for a while. Okay, we have Josh there. Thanks, Josh. Okay, we're about to resume play here. 2-0 St. Lawrence Laurentians over the Holy Cross Crusaders. And we are back to live actions at the King George Fifth Field. St. Lawrence Laurentians 2, Holy Cross Crusaders 0. 2 players from Holy Cross had been red carded. Chris Pope had been red carded, and Tyler Kirby. And from the St. Lawrence Laurentians has been 1 red card. Thanks, Perry. 1 red card for the St. Lawrence Laurentians has been issued to their captain. Number 3 is Mark Pittman. Deep in again inside of Holy Cross. So I'll get back to some live action here now and start doing some play-by-play again here. It's my old buddy here, Jimmy. Their hand is over here. He's on side of me in here watching. Jimmy Clute is there right on side of me, and any work I need done, he hands it over to me. So thanks, Jimmy, there for the work that you hand over to me. Okay, let's get this game back on track. Jordy Slaney to ball 2. Look like number 8 is Sean Drew. Sean Drew. Mr. The Mr. Leader of the official opposition in Newfoundland and Labrador, Paul Davis, is watching the broadcast. He had taken in the game out in CBS earlier between CBS and Corner Brook. Okay, again we have Thomas Pirouet. First minute of play in the second half. We're at the 46-minute mark. On McLeish. DJ Clark is in center back for Holy Cross this half. Simmons, and the ball has been taken by Jordy Slaney. Jordy Slaney over to Sean Drew. Drew over to Shane Perot. Ruffle over to Sean Drew. Drew to Adam Kelly. Kelly went wide of the net, and he shot very wide at the net. He tried to drag the wing back to the outside, and as a result, he was on about a 30-degree angle when he shot and went wide over the net. Anyway, ball taken by Thomas Pirouet. Ball cleared by Thomas Pirouet in the Holy Cross net. Again, it's been cleared outside by a Laurentian and throw in by Jeff Slaney. Jeff Slaney is into Owen McLeish. McLeish back to Alec Pretty. Pretty outside to Henderson. Number 14 teams. Breffo into Stephen Slaney. Try to go long ball. McLeish into Jake Warren. McLeish. Warren back to McLeish. McLeish out to Henderson. Jake Warren being cleared of the ball by George Lawton. Play has tapered off a lot here in the first 5 minutes of the second half. We're at 50 minutes. But I guess when you had 3 red cards issued in the first half, you'll have a tendency of the play, I guess, being more controlled. Referee has sent a message to the players. It's not going to be tolerated. Here we have Jake Warren going deep inside the Laurentians' territory. The ball cleared by Lawton. Yeah, that's what it's
CBS 4.
Yeah, so the final score again out in CBS. CBS 4 and Corner Brook 0. Daniel Carew is in the second half for the Laurentians. Daniel is in on right wing back. One of the Laurentians are down in the middle of the field. I don't know who it is. 2-0 for the St. Lawrence Laurentians. Goals coming at the 13-minute mark by Stefan Slaney and the 30-plus minute mark by Adam Kelly. Patrick Slaney is in the St. Lawrence net. Mark Pittman has been red card for the St. Lawrence Laurentians. 2 red cards been issued to Holy Cross, Chris Pope, and Tyler Kirby. So the Laurentians are playing with 10 men, and Holy Cross are playing with 9. Jordy Slaney over to Breffo. Breffo turns the ball over to Fumba. Fumba, very skillful. Daniel Carew take the ball from Fumba. Carew back to Patrick Slaney. Patrick Slaney to Lawton. Newcomer, former captain of UNB, George Lawton, fitting in very nicely with the St. Lawrence Laurentians. Ball in midfield controlled by Jordy Slaney. Jordy Slaney over to Shane Perreault. Perreault over to Daniel Carew. Carew deep in the Holy Cross. Picked up easily by Thomas Pirway. 52 minutes gone. 2-0 St. Lawrence Laurentians. Ball's kicked outside. Go outside. Throw in St. Lawrence Laurentians. Throw in from Shane Perreault. Middle of the field. Over to Breffo. Over to Lawton. Lawton to Daniel Carew. Carew is taken deep into Holy Cross. 3 players off the field makes that much difference. 3 players off the field. Laurentians with 10 men. Holy Cross with 9. Scored 2-0 Holy Cross. Or 2-0 St. Lawrence. Could get nailed on that one pretty quick. Goal kick to Holy Cross, Thomas Pirway. Eric Pike is watching. Welcome aboard, Eric. Fumba take the ball from Thomas Pirway. Back to Jeff Slaney. The ball goes off. Jeff Slaney out of touch. Throw in the St. Lawrence Laurentians, number 14, Daniel Carew. Carew back to Shane Perreault. Perreault back to Lawton, center back. Lawton and Breffo, newcomers to the St. Lawrence Laurentians. Are controlling the center mid back with Clinton. There was away in Alberta working, and Mark Pittman, who has been red carded. Adam Kelly takes the ball in the middle of the field, going deep inside to Stefan Slaney. Stefan Slaney shoots, and a great save by Thomas Pirway. Beautiful setup, and a beautiful shot there by Stefan Slaney, and a great save by Thomas Pirway. Justin Murray is watching. Eugene Brushett is watching. So welcome this Sunday afternoon game live. The Laurentians had another great opportunity from Jordan Keynes. Keynes comes out and the ball's taken into by Jordan Keynes off Stefan Slaney, and it's an offside. Offside. 2-0 St. Lawrence Laurentians. Goal scores for the St. Lawrence Laurentians, Stefan Slaney and Adam Kelly. Goal for the St. Lawrence Laurentians, Patrick Slaney. Ball been kicked out by Thomas Pirway. Midfield. By Sean Drew. Laurentian backline have been very, very, very strong. It's been Lawton, Mark Pittman, and Shane Perreault, Sean Drew, Mark Pittman got red carded, and then Breffo moved back. Laurentian still controlling the game. 2-0. Devin Ryan, who played great first half for the St. Lawrence Laurentians, came off. Going in, coming in was Daniel Carew. Jake Warren over to Fumba. Fumba back to Jeff Slaney. Jeff Slaney is lining up for a shot and is Breffo from Guyana. Lawton from UNB, or a former player with UNB. Again, is deep into the side of the Laurentian territory. Cleared by Shane Perot. St. Lawrence Laurentians 2. Holy Cross Crusaders 0. Their old buddy is down in front of me there, Cliff Thorne, and don't miss too many games. Cliff is joined in, watching the Laurentians again. Don't miss too many games in St. John's at all. Jeff Slaney tried to shot on the Laurentians, blocked by Breffo. Here we have Stephen Slaney. Stephen going long with the ball, trying to hit Jordan Keynes. Fumba. Back to Daniel Carew. Take the ball right off Fumba. Then back over to Laurentian player, and Laurentian passing the ball around rather nicely, looking for an opportunity there, playing with a man advantage. Holy Cross have 2 players ejected, and the Laurentians have 1 player. So here we are today playing 10-on-9 men. Adam Kelly into Breffo. Breffo back to, turned over to Holy Cross. Jordy Saints steals the ball from Jake Warren. Jake Warren and Jordy back to Shane Perot. Over to Daniel Carew. Back to Jordy Slaney on the outside to Sean Drew. Drew to Jordan Keynes. Keynes turned the ball over, and Holy Cross steal the ball back into midfield. Ball goes off to St. Lawrence Laurentians. A throw in by Holy Cross Crusaders. 60 minutes gone into the game. 2-0 St. Lawrence Laurentians. Here we have DJ Clark. Throw in for Holy Cross. And Laurentians called on a foul to Laurentian on Jake Warren. Holy Cross free kick. Oops. Two to nothing St. Lawrence Laurentians. 60 minutes gone. Opening goal by 13-minute mark by Stephen Slaney. A follow-up at the 30-plus minute mark by Adam Kelly. Patrick Slaney is in St. Lawrence Laurentian net. Mark Pittman has been red carded for the St. Lawrence Laurentians. Holy Cross have had 2 red cards. Would have been Chris Pope and Tyler Kirby. Both have been ejected. Here we have Stephen Slaney going in on Stephen, and over to Jordan Keynes. Jordan Keynes just put it wide up the Holy Cross net. Jordan Keynes has had more opportunities than all the other players put together, and he has had some glorious scoring opportunities. Next goal, the Laurentians get 1, and put it up. The next one to bat, 1 + 2 will be 3. Well, obviously, it could be the nail to finish off Holy Cross, whereas Holy Cross can get one, here we'll have a brand new ball game. But right now it's all St. Lawrence Laurentians.
2-8 for Holy Cross, 27 in.
27 in. 27 is in for Holy Cross, and that's a newcomer to me. Alex Dolomount, and 2 has been taken out. And 2 is Jake Warren. So 2 has been taken off, and number 27 has come in. That's Dolomount. He is newcomer to me, and Jake Warren, he's probably been one of Holy Cross's better players, and he's been a better player in this league for the past 10 years. I really like his talent. Again, the Laurentians control the ball, extra man. Sean Drew over to Jordy Sweeney, back to Breffo to Shane Pro to Carew to Adam Kelly deep into, back to Sean Drew. Sean Drew tried to take it in and on his knee with control. Off it goes and cleared by Holy Cross. Laurentians back into Daniel Carew. And the Laurentians just wide of the net again. Laurentians have been pressing all the second half. Man extra, 2 goals, 2-goal lead. Again, guys, I'm not quite sure how long quite so sure how long the battery will last. They've had issues at the here during the windstorm, the winter, at the broadcast booth here at King George. Repairs are to be done this week, so I'm totally on a battery as well as a booster. So if I can get the whole game out of it, fine. If I can't, I'm sorry about that. Now we had Daniel Carew taking the ball deep inside of Holy Cross, cleared by Jeff Slaney. Jeff Slaney back out, and the ball goes to a Laurentian, to Breffo, over to Jordy Slaney, out to Sean Drew. Drew to Keynes. And here I got a Toronto Blue Jays is coming on, but the Blue Jays are on the field today because it's all blue on the field here today. The Laurentians have dominated the game for most part from opening whistle. The Laurentians are looking very strong in the early goings of the season. Here we have the Laurentians with a great chance, and a score by Sean Drew from Daniel Carew. 3-0. That's the one that will probably break Holy Cross. Daniel Carew on the right side, put the ball over to Sean Drew, and Sean Drew with a header beat Thomas Pirway. 3-0 St. Lawrence Laurentians. The 3rd goal coming at the 65-minute mark. Sean Drew's first goal of the season. Sean is back. That's what I like here today. Is the fact that the Laurentian wingbacks with Shane Perot, Daniel Carew, and Sean Drew, that's who have played the position, have really got themselves involved in the play.
That's a great goal.
That was a beautiful goal, Ball put in deep in on the right side on a 45-degree angle. Hit it by Sean Drew, and Thomas Pirway got his hands on it, but he couldn't stop it. 3-0 St. Lawrence Laurentians, 65 minutes gone. Sean Drew, the 3rd goal scorer for the St. Lawrence Laurentians. Assist by Daniel Carew. 2nd goal scored by Adam Kelly. Assist by Stephen Slaney. 1st goal scored by Stephen Slaney. I can't remember who put the ball through, but we'll give it to Jordy. We have Greffo over to Daniel Carew, and Carew puts the ball deep inside of Holy Cross again. And it's Jordan Keynes. No, Jordan Keynes, I think, has gone off. Yeah, Keynes have gone. It's been taken out, and we have Brent Henneberry into the game. So when it went 3-0, Keynes was brought into the bench, and Brent Kelly, the Laurentian hero of 2016, is on the field for the St. Lawrence Laurentians. Stephen Slaney is off, and Who do we have coming on here now? Let me see.
Sean Edwards.
Oh, I'm glad to see Sean Edwards is back on this year. He was my young buddy growing up there. Him and my young nephew, Gordy, always played the same age group. So I always liked Sean and Gordy on the one team. Both of them were competing with each other for who was the better Laurentian. But Gordy came to St. John's and his career stopped there. And Sean has carried on with the St. Lawrence Laurentians. Sean is back. I noticed he's on the lineup the last game here. So Shane Edwards is up front, number 19 for St. Lawrence Laurentians. Glad he's back with the Laurentians again this year. 22, Shane Perot over to Jordy Slaney. Three to nothing for the St. Lawrence Laurentians. Goal scorers, Stephen Slaney, Adam Kelly, Sean Drew. Goaltender for the St. Lawrence Laurentians, Patrick Slaney. It's been all St. Lawrence Laurentians here on a beautiful day in May at King George V. A little cold, but the players on the field, it's been beautiful for playing. The Laurentians haven't looked any better for the start of the season. And I see the Holy Cross. Jeremy Babstock said it's a transition year for Holy Cross with the loss of beautiful save there by Thomas Purway off Daniel Carew. Zach Wade, the loss of Zach Wade, John Hocko and Kyle Williams. Will some of those players return as the season goes on? Well, we really don't know at this point. The Laurentians, 3 new additions. I think when the people of St. Lawrence get the opportunity to see them in June, I think they're going to like what they see. And Devin Ryan, Mark Breffo, and we have George Lawton, center back. Breffo, midfield, can play defense, and Devin Ryan is maybe midfield, maybe striker. Here we have Brent Henneberry over to Adam Kelly. Kelly outside to Sean Edwards. Edwards taking the ball in, trying to beat DJ Clark. Clark clears the ball for a corner kick for the St. Lawrence Laurentians. Sean Edwards with the corner kick, and he takes a short corner to Sean Drew. Drew putting it deep inside with the ball to Jordy Slaney, and Jordy Slaney gets his head on it and wide off the Holy Cross net. And again, a goal kick for Thomas Purway. Three to nothing St. Lawrence Laurentians. 3 red cards. 1 red card to the St. Lawrence Laurentians, Mark Pittman. 2 red cards to Holy Cross, Chris Pope, Tyler Kirby. So Lawrence Laurentians are in full control of the game. Earlier today we had CBS defeating Cornerbrook by a score of 4-0. I don't have the goal scorers. It was a 12 o'clock game at the Topsail pitch. Here we have Fumba taking the ball back to Jeff Slaney. Jeff Slaney over to Alec Pretty. Alec Pretty to Owen McLeish. McLeish back to Pretty. Pretty on the outside trying to hit Henderson. It appears to be Henderson may have moved up. Ball goes deep into the Laurentian territory and to be picked up by Patrick Slaney, Laurentian keeper today. Patrick over to Daniel Carew. Oops. Ball taken in the middle by Jordy Slaney. Jordy Slaney over to Brent Henneberry. Oops. DJ Clark takes control. He turned the ball over to the Laurentians. We have Breffo over to Shane Pro over to Adam Kelly. Adam Kelly to Daniel Crew to Breffo trying to hit Sean Edwards trying to lob it over the goalkeeper's head, and the ball's taken easy by 6'3" Thomas Fairway. Diane is watching. Welcome on board, Diane. Ball taken by Patrick Sleeney. Sleeney out to Shane Pro to Breffo to Jordy Sleeney. Jordy Sleeney over to Brent Henneberry. Henneberry is looking for Sean Edwards. Sean Edwards back to Sean Drew. Drew tries to put the ball through to Sean Edwards, and it was taken by Holy Cross. Back, the Laurentians have resumed the ball, recaptured the ball. Ball taken by Adam Kelly. Kelly over to Danielle Crew. Crew is trying to put the ball across. He put a beautiful crossover on the goal and the header by Sean Drew. 3-0 St. Lawrence Laurentians. 72 minutes gone in the contest. Hello, Diane. Hello, Nadine. Nadine Sleeney from Calgary, I think. 2 more changes. We're going to get more changes than I got players, so I might be running out of players here yet. I don't know. Anyways, Breffo. Get McBreffo. Here we got Sean Drew. And Drew don't get his knee over the ball, and the ball just goes way wide off the Holy Cross net, and Thomas Fairway out to recapture the ball. 18 is going out for the St. Lawrence Laurentians. That's
Adam Kelly.
That's Breffo, and Adam Kelly is going out, been taken out of the game for the St. Lawrence Laurentians. Who?
Johnny Grant is coming in.
Okay, Jonathan Grant. I'm glad to see Jonathan Grant back for his first play this season. Johnny Grant is back. We got some young guy over. Let me see who, if I can put a face to his number. So Johnny Grant is back in the midfield. Okay. Oops. Oh, Holy Cross are making a few substitutes, putting in some young players too. Logan Strickland, number 20. This is the first time I've seen him on the field for Holy Cross. Logan Strickland, number 20, right in front of the 27 for the St. Lawrence Laurentians. Perry Rennie, anyway, folks, hope you're enjoying the video. Live streaming from King George the 5th. 3-0 for the St. Lawrence Laurentians. 75 minutes gone into contest. Jordy Sleeney in the midfield. Jordy is controlling the midfield, and I'm expecting big things from Jordy Sleeney this season. He's a very dominating player. Whoops. Jennifer Strang. Perry Rennie. Good to see you taking in the telecast. Here we have 21, Owen McLeish. Owen McLeish to 27, Ellie Dolomant. Okay. 27. Daniel Crew taking control of the ball outside to Brent Henneberry. Henneberry into Sean Edwards. Edwards back to who we got? Jordy Sleeney. Jordy Sleeney taking control, carrying the ball over to Sean Drew. Drew to Laurentian. I'd like to get his name as well. Number 27 on St. Lawrence Laurentians. Oops. Henneberry deep inside of Holy Cross territory. Ball being called to Jonathan Grant. Grant to Sean Edwards. Edwards getting ready for a shot, which is just wide of the Holy Cross net. Well, we got Sean Drew is out, and another young. Laurentian have several young players.
Sean Drew's gone out.
Yeah, Sean Drew has been taken off, and we have some young guy coming over.
Number 12.
Yeah, number 12 with the St. Lawrence Laurentians. Three nothing St. Lawrence Laurentians. 77 minutes gone. Goal scorers: Stephen Slaney, Adam Kelly, and Sean Drew. In goal for the St. Lawrence Laurentians today is Patrick Slaney. 2 red cards have been issued to Holy Cross: Tyler Kirby and Chris Pope. 1 red card to the St. Lawrence Laurentians: Mark Pittman. Here we are live from King George V. St. Lawrence Laurentians and Holy Cross Crusaders. Laurentians in their traditional blue and white, and Holy Cross in their traditional red and gold. Here we have Henneberry taking the ball from Daniel Krug, and Henneberry tried to pass it deep into Holy Cross territory, and Holy Cross put it back to Laurentian's midfield, where it's now being controlled by Jordy Slaney. Jordy getting ready for a shot. A beautiful shot just wide of the net. And Thomas Perway is very upset at his team, and he has every reason to be. Jordy took the ball in the middle of the field, brought the ball about, carried the ball probably as much as 5 yards. Totally unmolested, and he let a shot go wide. It just went wide, and Thomas Perway let his team know that's not acceptable. Ball cleared by Thomas Perway into the Laurentians, been controlled by Jonathan Grant. Grant to Sean Edwards. Edwards to Daniel Carew. Carew turned the ball over to DJ Clark. Clark to Thomas Perway. Perway clears the ball. "79 minutes gone."
Holy Cross making a change.
Holy Cross are making a change as well.
6 out.
26 is out. Score today in CBS.
21 is in.
CBS Strikers 4. Corner Brook 0. Corner Brook now are haven't got a win. Winless after 4 games.
21 is in for Holy Cross.
Sean Edwards back to Jordy Slaney. Back to Sean Edwards. Sean Edwards putting the ball out to Brent Henneberry. Henneberry putting it deep inside of the Holy Cross, right through the box, and ball been run down by Sean Edwards, been cleared by Holy Cross. Back to Jonathan Grant. Grant back to Patrick Slaney. Patrick Slaney out to George Lawton. Lawton back to Patrick Slaney. Patrick back to Jonathan Grant. Grant back to Jordy Slaney. Slaney back to Jordy Slaney. That's back to Shane Perot. Perot back to, not sure if it's Lawton or not. Lawton over to Jordy Slaney. Jordy Slaney over to Brent Henneberry. Henneberry back to Slaney. Laurentian got a couple of young guys out there. I'm not quite sure who they are. Back to Jordy Sweeney, over to Daniel Carew. Carew puts it deep inside of Holy Cross, and Thomas Pirway is out on top of the box and clearing the ball over to number 20, Logan Strickland for Holy Cross. Here we have Shane Perot with the ball. And Shane Perot has been pushed around by some young player there. Strickland from Holy Cross. But the Laurentians right now are playing 10-on-9, much in control of the contest. Earlier in the match you had Chris Pope, Tyler Kirby red carded for Holy Cross. All this went on in the first half, and as well as Mark Pittman. Laurentians in the second half playing 10-on-9. The first half it was a 2-0 score. Laurentians have scored 1 goal in the second period, or the second half. The goal coming by Sean Drew. Opening goal by Stephen Sweeney at the 13-minute mark, and the 30-plus minute mark it was Adam Kelly. The goalie for the Laurentians today is Patrick. We have 82 minutes gone in the contest, and it's all St. Lawrence Laurentians. See, Annie Welsh is watching. Annie, I'd appreciate it if you say hello to Keith for me. I understand what you're going through, and certainly my prayers and thoughts are with the whole family. So all the best to Keith in his sickness and the family, and you know, it's not easy. Certainly my prayers or thoughts are certainly with Keith, the family, for that's Pete Welsh Sr., who's obviously battling sickness. Holy Cross are in Henderson, running the ball down. Laurentians. Henderson goes outside of the goal line, and the official is there to call it goal kick for St. Lawrence Laurentians with Patrick Sweeney. Laurentians in control again. Ball from Patrick onto midfield to Jordy Sweeney. Ball goes in, easy picked up by Thomas Pirway. 3-0 St. Lawrence Laurentians, 85 minutes gone in the contest. Jonathan Grant over to Sean Edwards. Edwards back to Lawton. Lawton back to Patrick Sweeney over to Shane Perot. Perot to Sean Edwards. Edwards to Brent Henneberry. Henneberry, a beautiful ball over to Jordy Sweeney. Jordy Sweeney moving inside. Off Holy Cross, and the ball was taken back into the St. Lawrence by Jonathan Grant. Laurentians deep again in the Holy Cross territory, but they need to make more shorter, quicker passes on the floor. They've got a man advantage, you use it on the carpet. Again, it was 86 minutes gone in the game. St. Lawrence Laurentians 3, Holy Cross Crusaders 0. It's been all St. Lawrence Laurentian here today. Holy Cross obviously missed some key players from last year. Hockel has moved on. Zach Wade. We don't know if he's going to play or he has retired. Andre Lee has moved to Ottawa. Kyle Williams is not back playing with Holy Cross this year. Jake Stanford, their coach, their longtime coach, is gone. Jeremy Babstock is their head coach right now. And here we had Laurentians inside with Sean Edwards over two. And we had Laurentians trying to get in, looking for number 4. Oh, we had Parker Dials on the field. Welcome, Parker Dial. And be another Laurentian for years to come. The son of longtime veteran Noel Dial. So Parker is seeing action here today. The Laurentians bring him along slowly, bring in some mature players, and through the course of 23 games, you get your playing time in the course of a few years, then you develop into a Laurentian Blue. Jordy Slaney has been a standout. So has Mark Brifford. So has George Lawton. They are the two newcomers. And Devin Ryan played the first half. Had a great first half. Very impressed with him as well. 88 minutes gone. There we are back to Jordy, over to Sean Edwards. Back to Jordy. Back to Jonathan Grant. Grant over to Sean Edwards. Back to Jordy. Over to Shane Perot. Perot over to Parker Dial. From Dial to Sean Edwards. And here we have Jonathan Grant trying to hit Parker Dial, and the ball goes out of territory, and a throw in for Jeff Slaney for Holy Cross Crusader. Jeff goes for 20 is Logan Strickland. The ball off of Logan Strickland, out of touch, and Laurentian ball. Parker Dial over to Shane Perot, over to Jordy Slaney. Slaney over to Daniel Carew. Carew back to Jonathan Grant. Grant puts it deep in Holy Cross territory to the left wing. And the ball appears to have been let go and is out of touch, and a goal kick for Thomas Peerway from the Holy Cross Crusaders. 89 minutes gone. Don't think there will be much referees time in the second half. All the time, the delayed time, and all the action was in the first half when 3 players got ejected. Chris Pope, Mark Pittman went off on one play, followed up by a red card by Tyler Kirby. 2 red cards to Holy Cross and 1 to St. Lawrence Orange. Here we have Parker Dial moving in. And Parker is being shouted for the ball, but the Laurentians go inside, and it's a penalty shot for the St. Lawrence Laurentians. Penalty shot for the St. Lawrence Laurentians. Great move by Parker Dial, putting the ball deep into Holy Cross territory. And who we have? Looks like we have Jordy Slaney going for his 3rd goal of the season. Scored 2 goals against the Canada Games when the Canada Games beat St. Lawrence Laurentians by a score of 4-1. Must say my young nephew scored on the Laurentians, Ryan Dunphy. Good for you, Ryan. Jordy Slaney here for the penalty shot, and it is Jordy. Jordy scores his 3rd goal of the season. 4-0 for the St. Lawrence Laurentians. 4-0 for the St. Long time since this has happened. The Laurentians beating Holy Cross on their own field right now by a 4-goal margin. 4-0 for the St. Lawrence Laurentians. Anyway, my battery in my battery pack lasted, so I can thank one of my daughters, I believe it was Ellison, gave me the booster. Hello, we have there Harry Coos there joining us in the game. Harry always finds his way to the field. Good for you, Harry. Harry taught me at the vocational school back in 1975. So that tells you how old he is and how old I am. So welcome, Harry, to St. John. Yeah, Harry's there. He's always a good old soccer fan. A good old man, good old person. Ran a long time. Anyway, I'll give a wrap up. Game is over. St. Lawrence Laurentians have defeated Holy Cross Crusaders by a score of 4-0. Scoring for the St. Lawrence Laurentians are Stephen Slaney, Adam Kelly, Sean Drew, and Jordy Slaney. In goal for the St. Lawrence Laurentians, Patrick Slaney with the shutout. Red cards, 3 red cards issued here today. Red cards were issued to 1-2 St. Lawrence Laurentians Mark Pittman, and the other red card on the play was issued to Holy Cross number 3 Chris Pope. This was followed up by another red card. The second red card went to Holy Cross Tyler Kirby. So 2 red cards to Holy Cross, 1 red card to the St. Lawrence Laurentians. Again, the final score from King George to Fifth Field here in St. John's. St. Lawrence Laurentians 4, Holy Cross Crusaders 0. Anyway, thank you very much. Hope you enjoyed the video. And we'll be doing this, like I say, from time to time throughout the summer. And I think it adds a great dimension for the promotion of the game. I think the referee in charge here today, Shannon Tobin, I think he did a fabulous job. He was in control. Both teams, like the Laurentians and Holy Cross, when they meet each other, obviously they bring a physical element, and the referee, the red cards that were issued were well called, and I have no question in his officiating, as well as the linesman. Holy Cross are going through a transition period for the time being. Whether some players they will pick up, we don't know. But right now, the 3 new additions with the St. Lawrence Laurentians, Mark Breffo, a dark guy from Ghana, who's a good player. Center back, George Lawton, I'm very impressed with him. A great complimentary player for Mark Pittman, who is, the new guy Lawton is replacing Clinton Edwards, who will join the Laurentians later in the season, I'm sure. And the other guy is Devin Ryan, and Ryan is number 4. He comes over to the St. Lawrence Laurentians from the CBS Strikers. He'll fit in with the Laurentians nicely. So I think the Laurentians are going to have a great season. I will be shocked, as I alluded to earlier in an article that I wrote. I would think that the Laurentians will be in the 1-2 contest. And like you say, I saw Felians play. Felians look much the same. Some new additions to their team. And like you say, I believe the Laurentians don't play out home in St. Lawrence until mid-June. The reason for that is because they have grass field, and you can't play on the grass field till mid-June. And again, anyway, thanks to everyone that have joined in, and thanks for all the complimentary remarks that have come in. But where I was trying to do the play-by-play, I couldn't get the names in today. But if I just do some commentary, some games, next week I'm hoping to probably do the game between Canada games. St. Lawrence are in Cornerbrook next weekend. So next weekend I may look at doing a game between the Canada games or in playing Mount Pearl on Sunday. So I will look at doing that contest. I want to follow the Canada games this summer, and I want to see a lot of the Laurentian games as well. So anyway, thanks a lot. Enjoy your afternoon, and it's been a great contest here. Again, final score, St. Lawrence Laurentians 4, Holy Cross Crusaders 0. Thank you and good afternoon.